Hi, I'm Dr. Shauna Crossan. I'm here to talk with you today about how to manage learners' behavior through the advising process. Our goal when advising students is to use a positive approach so that we can help all students achieve their career goals and dreams. When I think about advising, the first words that come to mind are positive, supportive, and encouraging. As you watch today's session, think about how you can employ these positive strategies during your interactions with students. So let's get started.
Hello everyone, my name is Weinhold. I'm the Research Technical Writer for CLiC International. Today we will be doing the 180-degree haircut. Our preparatory work has been done. We sanitized our tools, we draped our mannequin with the towel and the cape, and we also did our sectioning for the haircut. The sectioning for the 180-degree haircut consists of the two front sections with a center part and the three back sections with a 2-inch center panel and then your two side back sections. To begin the haircut, we will create a stationary guideline, and we're going to start with the front two sections. This is a high elevation haircut. So we're going to begin at the top center parting, and we're going to create a 1/4-inch guide, horizontal parting, along side of the center part. Make sure your parting is nice and clean. And you may clip the remaining hair on the front side section. You will create on the opposite side, you will repeat the 1/4-inch horizontal parting. On the opposite front section. And what we're creating here by doing this 1/4-inch horizontal parting along the center part, you're creating a 1/2-inch guideline. Again, make sure your parting is nice and clean. And you will clip this hair out of the way. This will be your guide hair. We're going to start in the back part of the guide. We're going to establish our desired guideline length according to the client's desired hairstyle. She is wanting it to be relatively long, so we're going to begin by taking a small piece from the front of the guideline, and we're going to comb it down. We're going to go to the length, we'll establish the length at her lips, and we will cut that. And that's the length then that we will use to continue the guide length. For a 180-degree haircut, you will now be holding the hair straight up at a 90-degree. We are looking for the hair that was cut. Our fingers are going to be straight, so we're parallel to the parting. We're going to do a palm to back of hand cutting, starting where the established length is, and you're going to cut across the top of your fingers. Make sure you're not cutting past your second knuckle, so the amount of hair that you put in your fingers should only come from the tip of your fingers to the second knuckle. You will take a little bit of that guide and you will take some more hair to be cut. And we're going to move across the parting, the guide parting. And again, fingers are straight up. So you're combing your hair at a 90-degree. You're looking for the guide, the previous cut hair. Fingers are straight. And your scissors comes in and cuts palm to back of hand. Continue. Taking some hair that needs to be cut, along with the hair that was cut. We have our established length, and we're continuing across the top. Again, fingers are straight. And you're going to come in and follow the guide length. This hair, again, remember, must be straight up at the 90-degree. This will be your shortest length of hair. You're going to continue until you complete this guide. Again, straight up. Along top of your fingers, palm to back of hand cutting. Sure you're combing nice and smooth, getting the hair nice and neat. Again, there you could see your guide length. Follow that guide straight across. You can go back and double check your line, make sure it's nice and straight. Okay, now that you have your guide length, you can take and part the hair back into the center parting. Because now you will have guide hair for the right side front section and the left front section. Just make sure you're parting straight so that you'll have an even amount of hair on both sides for your guide. At this time then, you will proceed with the haircut. You can start on any front section that you desire. Now remember, you have your 1/4 inch guide length, so you're going to take a 1/2 inch parting below that. Now what occurs is the remaining hair that we're going to be cutting is going to be combed up to the guide hair. This is where your 180 degree begins. This hair will be combed to the guide hair, so this hair is going to be longer. You're creating the longer layers to the 180 degree cut. The most important thing here is your combing. So make sure that when you keep adding hair to be cut to your guide hair, you make sure that you're combing nice and smooth. This hair that I'm bringing up is combed to the guide hair, which is held at the 90 degree. You're looking for your guide length. Again, we're going to be straight across. This is horizontal. You should see your guide length underneath there. Right along your fingers. Comb nice and smooth. Once you see your guide hair, make sure your fingers are straight. Make sure the hair the parting of hair that you just combed, that is combed to the guide hair, which is held at the 90 degree. And you're cutting right along the guide. With the hair shifted up to the guide hair, you're following the guide length. Make sure that the stationary guide line is 90 degree, and the hair that was shifted to the guide is combed nice and neat. See your guide length and cut palm to back of hand. And you proceed forward. Again, we're combing and shifting the hair up to the established guideline. Make sure your fingers are nice and straight and you're following directly at the guide length. Continue forward. Comb nice and smooth, straight up. Fingers are straight. You can see your guide length. Again, hair is combed. Now we're shifted to the guide line, which is held at the 90 degree. We're straight across. cut directly at the guide hair. Go back and just double check on your line. Make sure it's nice and neat and straight. You will continue with half-inch partings, moving down the front section, combing the hair up to the guideline, making sure the hair is shifted up to the established guideline, which is held at the 90 degree. You will repeat this for the remainder of the two front sections. Make sure you're combing nice and smooth. You can see your guide. Cut directly at your guide. Taking the last panel of hair to be cut, as you can see, this is very important. Your combing must be nice and smooth. You have all that section of hair in your hand. You're combing it up to that guide hair. So important for the combing, the smoothness, adding some tension so that you get a nice clean line. And you will cut again right at the guideline. Palm to back of hand. Making sure that the guideline, the stationary guideline, is 90 degree and the hair to be cut is shifted to that guide. Combing nice and smooth, looking for the guide. This is your longest length, so this is your long layer. And when you bring this down, comb it down. The 180 degree created the long layer effect. This is your shortest piece, and the bottom length is your longest piece. You'll repeat these steps on the opposite front section. At the completion of the two front sections, to check the haircut, you're going to take vertical partings. And what you should be seeing is an increase in layer, increase in length, which creates the long layered effect. So you'll see the shorter gradually increasing to the longer length. And you can cross-check your two front sections in that manner with a vertical parting. Again, looking for the short length, which was your guide, and then the increase in length. Repeat your cross-check on the opposite front section. Once that is done, we will begin in the back center panel. So to continue the haircut, we're going to take a 1/2 inch horizontal subsection from the center panel. You're also going to take some hair just from the top center parting. That is going to be from the guide length that you created at the front two sections. So you're going to use that for your guide length for the center back panel. And again, the guide, we're going to repeat our steps. The guide is held at the 90 degree. And the hair that you're bringing up to the guide is combed to that guide. So you want to be able to see your length that was established in the front. There it is. Make sure your fingers are straight. And you're going to cut palm to back of hand. Straight across. You will continue this pattern with taking half-inch horizontal partings, combing the hair up to the established guideline, nice and smooth. Fingers are straight across. You will follow the guide length. Cut directly at the guide. You will continue repeating your partings, shifting the hair up to the guide for the remainder of the center back panel. Okay, is that good? Make sure your hair is combed nice and smooth because you're adding more hair to your fingers, so you want it nice and smooth. Continue to part the horizontal partings. Combing the last parting of hair, comb nice and smooth and cut directly at your guide. And again, this is where we're creating the long layer effect because this hair is shifted all the way up to the top to the guide length. And that's how you create that long layers. So it's keeping the length at the bottom with the short at the top. You get that long layers. To complete the haircut, we're going to place this, the center parting. So we're going to divide the center panel in half by parting the hair down the middle. And what that's going to do is give you the guide hair for both your side back sections. You can start on any section you wish. You could see there's the guide hair from the center panel. Here's the section, the side back section we're working with. And what you're going to do is part a horizontal parting, but you're going to go on a curve. And you're going to pick up some of the center back panel hair. And you can also pick up some of the side front section hair. And what you'll see when you comb that to the top at the 90 degree, you should see the guide directly underneath. So you're seeing hair that was cut from the side center panel and hair that was cut from the front section. And you're going to cut directly across, connecting. Anytime the hair starts to get dry, you can mist it with water to allow ease in your combing, and you will continue to part. A horizontal parting, but remember you're on the curve of the head, so you're going to go with that curve as you're parting the hair. Comb directly up to the guide hair that you established. So the guide hair is at the 90 degree, and now again we're shifting all hair up to that guide. And you're going to cut directly, again, palm to back of hand, fingers straight across, following the guide. And you will continue down this panel, repeating those steps. Horizontal parting on the curve of the head, bringing all hair up to the guide hair. You see your guide, cut directly at it. Combing nice and smooth. Continue taking 1/2 inch horizontal partings, working down the side back panel. Repeat this for the remainder of this section and for the left side back section. On the remaining subsection, last parting, again, comb nice and smooth because you got all that hair. Once you completed this, then you will repeat these same steps on the opposite side back section. To complete the haircut, we're going to do a cross check like we did in the front. So we want to make sure that we are having the increase in length and a nice clean line. So we're repeating the steps of again checking for the short length where the guide was, and then the longer length as you're moving down the back of the head. Again, you'll see the progression in length, short going to longer. And you can check your back section, your entire back section in the same manner. Looking for the increase in length. Simply taking the vertical partings, moving across the back. And it blends right into your front section. Let's repeat on the opposite side. Then your very last step will be to check your perimeter, which is going to be around the front hairline. And you will pull the hair forward. And again, we should be seeing the progression in length. At this time, if you do see any steps, just bring your hair front, and you can clean that up. Comb it smooth. And looking for progression in length. And you will repeat on the opposite side. Okay, we're repeating opposite side that we're looking along our perimeter, looking for the gradual length. The increase in the length. That completes the 180-degree haircut. Be guided by your educator to finish the design.